Sister wives, Robyn and Kody Brown's big fight for Coyote Pass property. Hello friends, welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I am Olivia, and hope you are well by God's grace. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Sister wives reveal that Kody Brown and his wife, Robyn Brown, may have had a horrible disagreement recently. His former wives, Mary and Janelle Brown, have been trying to get answers from Kody about the land at Coyote Pass. There has yet to be any type of resolution, and in the latest episode, fans may get the news they have been waiting for. The land at Coyote Pass has always been a matter of contention. The wives were always curious about what Kody had planned for the land, and even though there were promises of building houses on it, nothing came out of these plans. Kody Brown struck a deal with Kody to get out of the property. The other two exes, however, have not been so lucky. During the latest episode of Sister Wives, Mary and Janelle decided that they needed to come up with a deal to get out of the land ownership. They feel that Kody doesn't care about who he is hurting as long as he doesn't have to pay them back for the land. During Sister Wives, it appeared that Kody and Robyn couldn't come to an agreement about the land at Coyote Pass. Kody feels that the other women are pressuring him to buy them outright. When Kody and Robyn went out to the land, Kody mentioned that they were not in sync, and Robyn admitted that she loved the land at Coyote Pass and she would never want to get rid of it. As the two of them talked about getting rid of the property, Kody told her that he was sorry to bring it up, and he didn't realize that it would be such a sad topic of conversation for them. Robyn told the cameras, "I just see the vision that I've always imagined, all of the space and the houses." She said the land is just like looking at the pain of their broken family. Robyn and Kody may continue to disagree about selling the land, but what will they do? We will keep an eye on the next episode of Sister Wives to see just what agreement they come up with. I'm convinced Sister Wives Kody Brown's refusal to accept his faults will destroy all of his relationships. Robyn and her kids may be next to leave. Sister Wives star Kody Brown has been refusing to accept his faults, doubling down on them in some cases, and I'm convinced his insistence that he isn't in the wrong will destroy his relationships, even with Robyn Brown and their children. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, Kody has proven that there are some major issues in his relationships with his family, despite his insistence that he's capable of handling the trouble. Though Kody has been through a lot in the last few years with his ex-wives Kody Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown leaving, his kids haven't been his priority. Throughout the current season of the series, Kody has been doing more to make it clear that he's not the problem some believe he is. Instead, Kody's been doing his best to make it clear that he's not in the wrong, much like how Robyn has behaved throughout her time in the public eye. Kody's issues have less to do with the way his ex-wives have treated him and more to do with the way his kids have, however, as he's starting to understand his decisions as a parent have caused major, noticeable disruptions in his relationships with his kids. While Kody's ability to move through the world without any consequences is typically something Sister Wives viewers are aware of, it's never something I enjoy seeing on the show. Kody's poor behavior rarely has a genuine consequence he's experiencing, even if the consequences of his actions are happening around him. Because of Kody's extreme self-confidence, he rarely believes he's the one in the wrong and doesn't find himself dealing with the issues he creates, as he stands strong in his decisions no matter the outcome. Kody's overconfidence is a byproduct of many things, including others' refusal to hold him accountable. Throughout the run of Sister Wives, it's been clear that the major issues between Kody and the rest of his family would result in drama between him and his 18 children. Kody's kids have very different relationships from child to child, but it's clear that he's treated many of them the same way through the years. Kody's kids, who were in his life before his marriage to Robyn, remember him as a certain type of father, while the kids who were born after his marriage to Robyn have experienced a somewhat different version of Kody over the years that followed. Kody's ability to shift his personality into someone who cares for his kids and parents them in the later years of his life has been fascinating, as he's made it clear that he doesn't care about the fact that he didn't step up to the plate for his older kids. Kody's relationships with his older kids has been damaged for more than one reason, but the hurt he's caused because of his differing parental styles is a big part of the issue. Without understanding he's done so, Kody's outwardly made it seem like he cares less about his older kids. While Kody's had issues with his children throughout the years, the core issues he's faced in his adult life have more to do with his marriages than his kids. Kody's marriages have been a hot-button issue for years, especially in the culmination of his relationships with Christine, Janelle, and Mary, after Christine chose to leave Kody during Sister Wives Season 17, taking their youngest daughter, Kody Brown, to Utah and moving away from the family. It was clear that she was taking a stand against Kody. Doing what was best for her and her daughter included being away from him. The distance was a tough pill for Kody to swallow, but even more difficult was that he couldn't do anything to save things. Kody didn't want Christine specifically, but instead was looking for control over her, and eventually Janelle and Mary, to keep his dream of a plural family alive. Kody's behavior toward his exes has been difficult, but his inability to accept that he made mistakes in all of his marriages has been Kody's downfall. Kody's refusal to have any accountability or fault in his marriage's ending has made it impossible for his exes to take him seriously. The problem with Kody's relationships at their core is that he's refusing to take accountability for his actions in any way, making it impossible for anyone he's dealing with to feel bad for him. Kody's behavior has been difficult for everyone, but especially for those he's hurt. While he's been trying to move through the world without fault, Kody's been creating a mess for himself and his family because he refuses to take any responsibility or apologize for his actions. I'm concerned that if Kody can't learn to take accountability, the Sister Wives star will destroy every relationship he has. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown reacts to Kody's claim that she treated him like a piece of meat. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown isn't letting her ex-husband Kody Brown's claims about her supposed fixation on his physique go unnoticed. In a 2023 episode, Kody suggested that Janelle was more interested in his nice pecs and great six-pack abs than anything deeper, a comment that left fans and Janelle herself rolling their eyes. When host Sukanya Krishnan asked Janelle about Kody's assertion, the mother of six couldn't help but laugh. She exclaimed, "God, could you believe that?" As per Oak magazine, she further added, "There's so much more to a marriage than that," she replied. "I don't know, he loves his pecs so much. They're great, but it's not what it's about for me. It's about emotional connection." Kody doubled down on his claims during the special, painting himself as a misunderstood victim. He said, "The great pecs and the six-pack abs was all about the fact that Janelle is always seeing me as a physical specimen and as a resource and not ever really dove into my humanity. I felt like a piece of meat." However, Janelle was quick to point out that their issues ran far deeper than Kody's oversimplified narrative. Janelle asserted, "And I feel like I'm wow. My perspective on what happened is so much more different than what he thinks. I think in some regards he's flying from the hip right now. He's just saying what's in his mind. But it was so much more than that. Obviously, there's way more to a marriage." For her, the notion that she was only in the marriage for Kody's body is not only laughable but dismissive of the emotional depth she once believed they shared. Janelle's dry humor and practicality shine even beyond her reactions to Kody's remarks. While navigating life post-separation, she made it clear that her children remain her top priority. During a joint podcast appearance with fellow ex-wife Christine Brown, Janelle revealed she plans to keep her last name, explaining, "Stay Aid Brown because my kids are Browns, and I never intend to remarry." Though Janelle has remained coy about the idea of new relationships, her declaration about never marrying again caught many off guard, as reported by Screen Rant. Despite Christine's successful remarriage to David Woolley, Janelle is choosing a different path, focusing on her independence and her bond with her children. Christine, meanwhile, has also kept the Brown name while adding Woolley to reflect her new era. a sentiment similar to Janelle's decision to keep the name. While Kody grapples with his perception of past relationships, Janelle's focus is firmly on her future. Her laughter at his absurd claims about her supposed love for his pecs encapsulates her no-nonsense attitude. Janelle is living life on her own terms, prioritizing her family, her independence, and most importantly, her happiness. Christine Brown drops bombshell about Kody Brown's disturbing attempt at marrying an underage girl. Sister Wives star Christine Brown made a bombshell revelation about her ex-husband Kody Brown. Before she had even joined the Brown family, Kody allegedly wanted to marry a 17-year-old. Interestingly, it was Christine herself who introduced Kody and his first wife, Mary Brown, to the girl. Despite secretly hoping to be his third wife, Janelle was Kody's second wife. Christine claimed the Browns waited until the girl was 18, but when it was finally time, Kody and Mary called off the wedding and came crawling back to her instead. The candid admission, made in their book, Becoming Sister Wives, left fans asking the same thing: why something so intimate and controversial was included. An excerpt from the same read, "While I was living with the Browns, a local family started to express their interest in our faith. They had a daughter who, on one visit, spotted a picture of Kody. The minute I saw her look at it, I knew she'd be interested in him. I felt very threatened by her. She was beautiful and thin, and I was immediately afraid she'd catch Kody's eye. A few months after I met her, this girl was invited to come to an event in Utah for the younger members of our faith. Since I was going down, it fell to me to drive her and introduce her to some of my friends. Not doing so would have appeared selfish." Christine further penned, "Even though I'd cut myself off from a lot of my friends, Mary and I still talked on the phone from time to time. I resisted these phone calls because I didn't want to hear about the courtship. It had been prolonged because Kody and Mary wanted to wait for the girl to turn 18 before making their engagement official. But things didn't work out, and Christine's prayers were answered. A week before the wedding, she allegedly received a phone call from Mary, who shared the news. This, Christine asserted, was the happiest day of her life. Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown's parenting is too little, too late. Signs his older kids will never see him as a parent." Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown has been open about the fact that he's chosen to parent his kids later in life, while having given up the opportunity with his older children, making it clear his kids will never view him as the father he thinks he is. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, one of the most interesting things to come out of the show has been a new view of the way Kody thinks of his relationships with his kids. Rather than being open about the fact that he's messed up, Kody's trying to make himself look like the hero. Admitting that he's been more of a parent to his younger kids than he ever was to his older kids, Kody appears to think it's a joke that he's jumping into being more of a parent in his later years. Consistently laughing about the younger of the Brown family's 18 kids getting a different totally version of him, Kody doesn't seem to understand that his older children are hurt by his turnaround. Kody's behavior makes it clear that he doesn't care about the way he appears to his older kids. His inability to apologize to them will be his downfall. Kody's been open about the fact that in his earlier years, he was overwhelmed by the number of children he had and the parenting that they required. Having kids overlapping with Janelle and Christine was tough, and he found himself being more absent as a result. Kody's admitted to being overwhelmed in the past, but he hasn't shared anything about the fact that he's sorry to having messed up the relationships he had with his kids in their earlier years. Despite knowing that he was less of a parent to his older kids, when Robyn joined the family, it was clear that Kody took up a new philosophy surrounding parenting. Sharing that with his youngest two kids, both from Robyn, he felt he had a second chance at being a father. Kody didn't realize how deep his comments could cut. Kody's second chance isn't a second chance at all, but an acknowledgement that he could have been a responsive, respectful parent the whole time and chose not to for selfish reasons with his older kids. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, it's been clear that Kody doesn't have a great relationship with most of his older children. While there are a few, like Kody Brown, who deal with Kody's behavior throughout their daily lives. Most of them choose not to engage with the family patriarch. Kody's feelings surrounding his kids' decisions not to engage with him have been harsh, as he doesn't really understand why they've chosen to cut him out. Rather than looking inward, Kody doesn't respect his older kids' opinions and believes they're the work of his exes, defaming him to his children. At the end of the day, Kody believes that the love his kids are supposed to have for him is unconditional. Unfortunately for Kody, he's not entitled to the love of his older children or the way it may make him feel. Kody needs to understand that after showing very little affection, attention, or care to his older kids, the love he thinks they should feel for him isn't there as it's conditional. If Kody had shown affection to his older kids, he would have earned love back from them. But as it stands, the Sister Wives patriarch thinks it's odd. Sister Wives sneak peek Robyn and Kody are at odds over Coyote Pass. Recurring metaphors are typically more associated with scripted content than reality TV. But then there's season 19 of Sister Wives, and its ever-present focus on what has to be a cursed parcel of land in Flagstaff, Coyote Pass. A new Sister Wives sneak peek teases brewing trouble between Kody Brown and his one remaining wife, Robyn Brown, and like so much conflict on the show this season, it's about Coyote Pass. Coyote Pass is not just a perhaps unfairly divided parcel of land. It's kind of a stand-in for how the Brown family's plural marriage crumbled, and how Robyn hasn't left the struggle bus once all season due to her sadness over being forced to be monogamous with Kody. Before Kody's first three wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, or the OG3, exited their polygamous marriage one by one, Coyote Pass was intended to be a compound of sorts, a place where all four of Kody's then wives could live on their own plots of land. But Christine's decision to leave Kody led to a domino effect of divorces, and now Coyote Pass is a source of stress and confusion. So much has happened in season 19, and we've recapped each episode in depth in case you need to jog your memory. TLC has been dropping some wild sneak peeks all season, and one bonkers mid-season trailer. And the latest one for episode 19 revealed that Robyn and Kody don't seem to be on the same page about Coyote Pass. Or, more accurately, they don't really appear to be on any page at all. Putting aside the very valid questions about who put in how much money and who is owed what in terms of Coyote Pass, there are also the questions of if, when, and how the Browns will offload the parcel, and how they'll divide the proceeds. Getting rid of Coyote Pass came up no fewer than 2 separate times in our most recent Sister Wives recap. The first when Meri sat down with her friend Jen Sullivan, while Christine disclaimed any investment in Coyote Pass when she and Kody split up. That isn't the case for Meri and Janelle, and both have repeatedly complained that Kody isn't forthcoming about the status of the land. Later in that episode, Kody shows Coyote Pass to a real estate agent, and we explained that even he didn't seem to know what he was planning on doing. At the time, we observed that Robyn was coming around to being done with Coyote Pass, but in a new Sister Wives sneak peek obtained by US Magazine, she and Kody are both a bit ambiguous about it. The sneak peek opens with Robyn in a confessional, saying that she never knows for sure if any visit to the land will be her last, which she describes as a hard thought, due to the hopes she had for living there with Meri, Christine, and Janelle. After an interspersed scene, we return to the confessional, where Robyn says she's always loved Coyote Pass, adding that it's hard to think of letting it go. We then cut to a confessional featuring Kody, where he basically explains that neither he nor Robyn have any idea whatsoever what they plan on or even want to do with the land. Bear in mind, Meri and Janelle are waiting for Coyote Pass to be settled to move on with their lives, while Robyn and Kody dither over a parcel of land for which they no longer have any clear purpose, other than holding Meri and Janelle back. As the clip draws to a close, Robyn laments her vision for Coyote Pass, saying she can visualize all of the space and the houses each time she visits. Before it ends, a sepia-toned flashback appears, and Kody calls Coyote Pass literally the last place our family ever got everybody together before any of the divorces occurred.